going to go ahead and call this meeting to order. And we're going to stand to our prayer and our pledge.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, please call roll.
Kevin Barnett, Floyd Branham, Glenna Brown,
Here.
Brad Kaywood,
Here.
Judy Grandy,
Here.
Tommy Joe Knight, Terry Ford,
Here.
Don Reisner,
Here.
Bill Smith.
Here. All right then. We'll go on to item number 3, which will be approval of minutes of meetings held on 6/17/25 and 6/24/25. Could I get a motion?
I'll make a motion.
And a second?
I'll second.
Bill?
We'll let Bill do it.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right then. Item number 4, which will be a motion to approve the list of city bills paid. Before I ask for a motion, do we have any questions about that?
I do have a couple of comments, Mayor.
Okay.
On page 15, we talked about this, I think, last month. We had an outside leak at the Arthur Building on Cumberland Avenue, but that's been repaired since that time. And then, this is a water bill. The water bill at Ford's Woods was extremely high. Do we know what the reason for that is?
We don't.
Okay.
As of
But
yet,
we will
it's been checked for leaks. I know we had some issues with some of the
Travis.
plumbing, but we'll
Can
let
we get
Travis
Travis to
check.
look at that? Okay. And then we did, on page 22, we do have where we purchased a vehicle for the street department. Okay. And that was at the state auction.
Yeah, the state called and said they had some vehicles that we were on the wait list for, and said they were available. So we could come check them and see if we wanted them.
And that's fine, we needed to do it. Okay. I think that's all I have for this month.
Okay. Does anybody have any other questions? Hearing none, could I get a motion?
I'll make a motion, Mayor.
And a second?
I'll second.
And we'll do a roll call now.
Glenna Brown,
Aye.
Brad Kaywood,
Aye.
Judy Grandy,
Aye.
Terry Ford,
Aye.
Don Reisner,
Aye.
Bill Smith.
Aye.
All right then. Well, now we do have a room full this evening, and I know Mr. Green, you may not know why you've got a room full, but so Mr. Green, you've got a room full this evening, and I just a room full. But tonight everybody is here for the majority to say thank you, honor you as being a member of Admiral of the Yellow Creek Navy, which is the highest honor inside the city. And I'm going to read a short excerpt about what makes you so deserving of this, and I think it definitely goes unbeknownst as to why you would be so much in receipt for this. You were raised in Middlesboro, Kentucky, and graduated from Middlesboro in 1960. You went to LMU for 3 years and the University of Tennessee for 2. After college, you went into the Air Force for 4 years and then moved back home to Middlesboro. You've had many hats worn, such as your construction experience as a general contractor, a construction manager, and a CEO. You're married to Miss Carol Green with 4 children and 7 grandchildren, as well as several relatives that live all around Middlesboro. You've been involved in many community activities, along with Miss Green to, of course, make sure everything was being crossed. But you've also organized and ran the Middlesboro Tri-State Junior Pro for 15 years. That was, and I believe it started back in 1988, if my memory serves me. And the biggest thing is we want to say thank you for everything you've done. It's been a lifetime of commitment that you've given to the youth as a business owner or just being there to help when needed. And we just want to all say thank you. So with that, Mr. Kaywood has a plaque for you, and I also have a medal I'd like to present to you.
Who's first? Whichever one you want. So whichever one you want, whichever one you want, Brad.
I've got that.
Oh, thank you.
Mr. You want to say anything?
I appreciate everybody being here.
Glad to finally know what it was about.
If I was a little younger, I'd still be
Thank you all for that. Next up, we got Mr. Troy Hearn, who is going to present a bicycle and pedestrian travel master plan for the city of Middlesboro, as well as the county. Podium is yours, Mr. Hearn.
Way to set me up to follow that act. All right, well, thanks everybody for letting me join you today. I'm here with Jason Hawkins from the Cumberland Valley Ad Office. He and I worked on this project to develop a bicycle and pedestrian master plan for the city of Middlesboro. I work for the State Health Department out of Frankfort. I'm from Frankfort, don't take that against me, I live there, I was born there. The funding from this comes from the Center for Disease Control. My program is the Active Living Program, try to get Kentuckians more physically active, mainly by biking and walking. That's both on roadway right-of-way and off roadway right-of-way. So what we do is we come in and assess what you have now. The bulk of your bike walk inventory here in Middlesboro is sidewalks. Although you do have some shared use path segments in town. So we identify your existing assets. We did 2 different walk audits over the last year to determine the conditions of your existing assets, mainly your sidewalk network. Somewhere around page 16 of the document, I did bring extra copies. I don't think I had enough for everybody, but somewhere around that you start to see existing infrastructure. Like I said, the majority of that here in Middlesboro is sidewalks. But then you look at areas that we've identified for shared use paths. That'd be both bicycle and pedestrian use there. You have other areas in town that have small sections of sidewalk that if you just look at the overall map, you can see there's little pieces missing here and there. So we identified those areas. We did a community survey that we kept open for about 10 months. We had a stakeholder group. We worked with the local health department. All those entities helped suggest areas that need improvement, your existing existing sidewalks, and other areas that may be identified for future projects. So this document has multiple benefits. One, it documents a plan of what you want, where it meets people, where it connects people, and how it makes sense as an overall network. If you're ever going to apply for state or federal funding, there are literally a question or two on there. Do you have a standalone bike ped Master plan, yes, you get 5 or 10 extra points on state and federal funding by having the document. It also strengthens the state policy for incorporating bike walk elements into regular roadway work. So it helps add strength for those things to be included in roadway projects. We also coordinate with your local district, highway district office, as well as central office in Frankfurt. So this would have been about a $25,000 to $35,000 project if you guys would have had to pay for it, but you didn't. There was no cost to the city. So our funding paid for the ad to help us do that work. The ad office is also contracted through the Transportation Cabinet to identify future roadway projects, roadway needs, and add boosting points to roadway projects that have bike walk elements in them. So there's a lot of additional benefits for it. This document is not meant to just sit on the shelf. It's meant to be a working document, and it's meant to be revisited every 3 to 5 years, much like your comprehensive plans are. I've got 8 more years before I retire, so at least for 8 more years, I'm here to help you with all of your bike walk projects as you move forward and want to implement these things. The projects in there aren't necessarily listed as a priority, like Project 1 is not the highest priority project. We just listed that. That's just happens to be the first project in there. So one of the additional steps might be to address a priority list for maybe sidewalk projects, and I can certainly help with that. Any projects that you want to do in the future, I'm here to help with design studies, feasibility studies, anything up to actual construction. I can help with that too. On and off-road, I'm also a master trail builder. I work with Kimba and IMBA. Those are the State Mountain Bike Association and the International Mountain Bike Association. And so if you have any off-road projects, I can certainly help with that. And I think that's about it. The final step for this document, for the Transportation Cabinet to deem it your official bike ped plan, is that we ask that you vote to officially adopt it, or some type of resolution or something to show that you've officially adopted it. And in my ideal world, if you did that tonight, that would be awesome, but it doesn't have to be tonight. But that's when the Transportation Cabinet will deem it your official plan. The ad office has a dedicated web page on their website that they list all of their bike walk master plans within their area. And then the Transportation Cabinet Central Office also has a dedicated website where they post all of the bike walk plans on there. And that's where your district office is supposed to look through those to see if you want, additional sidewalks or other elements in other roadway projects. So you guys have any questions?
So Mr. Horn, if it's okay with you, we are going to put it on next month's agenda.
Perfect.
Everybody got time, any questions or comments or anything that has to be changed to it, and then we'll put that on there, so on the 3rd Tuesday next month, you'll have it.
That's excellent. And thank you guys again for letting us show this to you today.
We appreciate all your hard work.
Okay.
Thank you all.
Well, next up, we've got Mr. Tad Long with the City of Middlesboro Strategic Plan. He also has Mr. John Buchanan with him.
Please don't hold that against me. We're happy to be with you here tonight in Middlesboro. We've enjoyed our time visiting here, working here, getting to know people here, and we are excited about the plans for the future, as well as the things you have going on right now. I know that you all have gone through this several times and provided feedback, and we appreciate all of that interaction. And so we're going to keep our presentation brief. Applause. So really, this is, rather than rehash everything that we've said previously, I want to mention up front that we've worked with the history of the community. There are a lot of very interesting things that could be used to build upon the future. We engaged people in SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. We had a meeting at the community center. We did a number of interviews. We went to the high school. We got a lot of input. This is what we heard. The community needs to focus on 4 things: economic development, community health and wellness, growing the core identity of the community, and housing development. And really, those things are what make a community a community. If you do those 4 things well, you'll have a prosperous and thriving community. So, with that, I'm going to turn it over to John and let him say a couple of words.
Yeah, we come as a tandem, so we try to trade back and forth as often as possible just so y'all get the full effect of what KLC has to offer. So he had mentioned those 4 focus areas, first of these being economic development. They're not in any particular order, but like I said, it's the 4 main things we feel Middlesboro needs to be focused on. In economic development, a few items to be focused on: small business development, number 1, finding the right business fix for the city and exploring options for business incentives, possibly revitalizing the downtown, Cumberland Avenue, bringing new retail, new restaurants to 25E, and really bringing that local mix to the city. Secondly, traditional economic development approach, talking about kind of your normal industry, your manufacturing. We feel for Middlesboro that would be done through a regional approach, identifying the community profile of the city, really hammering down those details that those economic development projects are going to be interested in, and also conducting inventory gap analyses for what kind of industry makeup, areas in the town, in the city that are opportunities for growth is where that would be looking. And I'll turn it back over to Tab.
I grew up in Lancaster, Kentucky, and I really got my education at the Board of Education as a member of the board, and then I turned to downtown development to help my hometown. So I've lived and walked this life. And one thing I do know is that if you don't know what you have for sale, you don't have anything for sale. And so one question we kept asking over and over is, how many buildings are available in your downtown? But not just in your downtown, but on bypass, within the city limits, around the community. How many are vacant? What's the square footage? What's the cost? What would it take to have it ready to move for someone to move in? These go to the core of economic development, and more importantly, downtown economic development. If I come to Middlesboro and I say, you know, I'd really like to put in, I don't know, an escape room, and I'm going to need about 7,000 square feet. Can you tell me the building right now? Do you know how much it would cost? So all I'm going to say about downtown is that you need to know what you have. You need to know how much it costs. You need to know what you're marketing. That way you're prepared and folks begin asking, can we operate a business here, correct? John?
And then kind of keeping in within economic development, we want to make sure that the city has the ability to look past the scope of this plan for things on the horizon. We believe those things could be trade careers, which are not only in demand within the region, but across the nation, right? These are things like electricians, HVAC workers, plumbers. They're needed everywhere, and we feel like the city could work well with its education partners in the region to kind of set up the next generation for those careers. That'll be long-lasting and very fulfilling. But also that next generation of local entrepreneurs, people that want to stay in Middlesboro, develop a business in Middlesboro, and bring a highlight to the local economy here. And then lastly, sustainable infrastructure, being more robust in construction standards for things like roadways and buildings, trying to be more energy efficient as we see increasing energy demands just all over the place these days. So things like, more energy efficient building standards or LED lights or the possibility of using hybrid or even electric public vehicles. That could be potential in the future. And looking more at kind of what's here in Millsboro now, looking at the business mix, we see that healthcare, production operations, sales and related occupations, those are your top three business mixes currently in the city. Those are the industries that are helping the city maintain its current economy. But there are other areas such as transportation occupations, education, construction, and extraction. These are areas that are smaller, but could be opportunities for future growth. Business data currently for the firms that are existing in the city, we were able to identify through the chamber 233 existing firms, the largest of these being attorneys, auto parts, contractors, and real estate firms. So again, other areas for continued focus and expansion. Moving on to our next focus area, community health and wellness. There's a lot to be had, not only in Millsboro, but in the surrounding region. First of these being the Parks and Recreation. There are numerous state parks, state forests. You have the Cumberland Gap National Historical Park right nearby. You have multiple lakes like Fern Lake nearby, providing access to visitors and residents to explore what has long been known as the Crater City that has a very unique landscape, providing this experience to them, like one that's going to be at Boone's Ridge, continuing to work with them as sort of a marketing capacity, letting them know that go enjoy Boone's Ridge, have fun out there. Millsboro is where you come to spend the night, have a good meal, things like that. Other things including the golf courses, Wasiota Winds just up the road, fantastic state park golf course. I speak from experience on that one. And then also the Millsboro Country Club, which is the oldest continuously played 9-hole course in the country. Fantastic marketing piece there. How fortunate it was that you all had a biking, walking trail plan presented before us, as we had also identified the potential for what we're calling the Millsboro Healthway, which would be a shared use biking, walking trail that could go through the downtown and around the city to connect points of high value, high interest, things like the Cumberland Gap, like the downtown, like the community college, the community center, and allowing people to not only connect that way without the use of cars or things like that, but also for potential for improved lifestyles, healthy lifestyles, and things like that. And then this can also be, again, another great marketing piece for the city, potentially even the development of a position with the city or a position on the current city staff that focuses particularly on the marketing side of it. That could be all of these great things and amenities that are in the city and around it, but also highlighting different items that would be along that healthway. And you all can envision that how you see fit through the years. Okay.
I think that growing the core identity of the community is extremely important. Did you know that just a few miles south of here there's a university? Did anyone know that? I'm sure you do, and I'm sure it has a huge impact on this community. It seems to me that Middlesboro is ideally situated to be the hometown of that university, and those students, and the teams, and all the things that go with that, including tailgating weekends, shopping opportunities, meet the parents, reunions, all kinds of events that could be held here in Middlesboro very easily. We envision Middlesboro as possibly being the next great college town. And so it takes a little work, it takes a little creativity, it takes a lot of communication, it takes a lot of collaboration. And so if that's something that interests you, I think that it's right for the picking. That's what I think. Branding. There's so many opportunities to brand. I know that the city has about 4 brands that it markets. And I know some like one and some like another. And it doesn't matter which one you pick, make sure that what you're branding fits what you're trying to sell. And so we have the new logo that we inserted. You can see that kind of is a unifying look for the community. But John and I were in Montana a couple of weeks ago, and we were sitting around talking with some folks from Main Street USA and it was an International Economic Development Conference for rural communities. Someone brought up Middlesboro. They'd actually been to Middlesboro. And another person said, yeah, and it's built in a crater. And another one said, yeah, and have you seen that little golf course they've got? Yeah, and it's at the Cumberland Gap. And somebody said, well, why did they get all the branding stuff, you know? And so I think sometimes it's hard when we're close to something to see it for what it really is. I think Middlesboro needs a brand for its own self-identity, but also appreciate and embrace how other people see Middlesboro when they're looking in. And we think Magic City is awesome. I love Magic City. It's a rich tradition that the city was built upon, and then creating a fun downtown. I'm just going to touch on housing because jobs, education, housing are the three pillars of a community. And so there are a lot of opportunities to do some creative things with housing, not just traditional one-story, two-story family homes. Maybe consider some higher density homes, some patio homes, some retirement homes that are grouped together. There's all kinds of opportunities for the city to look at. And this is not something that the city has to do. The city can lead the charge, but this is an opportunity that's right for private developers. And so creating those partnerships is important. And then what's next? Well, here's the thing. Troy came and he presented a downtown, he presented a bike walk path, all that. Great stuff. Troy does incredible work for our cities and communities throughout the state. We have now brought a strategic plan. All of that is wonderful stuff, but it doesn't mean anything if you don't take a step. And so I would challenge you and the community tonight to say, you know, maybe we've tried this before, or maybe we have not tried this before, but whatever it is, we're going to do something. And latch on to one, and do one, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 will come easier. And I'll wrap up with that. I think the future is bright for Middlesboro. You've got tremendous leadership. And I want to tell you something. Those students at that high school are smarter than whips, and they can be a tremendous asset. They are the future of this community. And I would encourage you to engage young people, young adults that are starting families, and let Middlesboro rock. Are there any questions for us?
I know I appreciate all the work you all have put into this. I mean, it's been months. I know you all have been in a computer, been in a book, researching and trying to come up with this. And I know I really appreciate it. It's wonderful. Does anybody have anything else for Mr. Long or Mr. Buchanan?
I appreciate it. Like I said, it's very like a checklist, like something in front of us. So that's always wonderful to have. And like I said, we'll hopefully try to look into some of this and get some of it actually started.
Well,
like you said, that's the...
It is. Listen, the step-by-step is incredibly important for the majority of people, because people that don't do this, they don't know, you know, so here's some steps. We also want an aspirational plan, one that paints a picture of what the whole community could look like. And so we hope we've given you the right balance, and we're here to help, so give us a holler. All right?
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Romeo, I'll get your copy to you as soon as the meeting's over, I promise. With that, could I get a motion to accept and adopt the City of Middlesboro strategic plan?
I'll second.
Judy, and we'll do a roll call on that.
Glenna Brown.
Aye.
Brad Kaywood.
Aye.
Judy Grandy.
Aye.
Terry Ford.
Aye.
Dawn Reisner.
Aye.
Bill Smith.
Aye.
Wonderful. All right then. And next up, We've got our second reading for what would be to create a position for the IT director, be one position in the admin for the authorized workforce. Once again, just to touch base as it was last month, this is going to be a great opportunity where we don't have to outsource as much, as well as we can do. We've got more local control, internal things. If the computer goes down, we have somebody that's actually on site to fix it. It's also a safety security thing, because we will be doing everything in-house where information is not being shared outside this building. Could I get a motion for a second reading to create one position as the IT director in the administrative department for the authorized workforce?
I'll make a motion.
And could I get a second?
I'll second.
And we'll do a roll call on that.
Glenna Brown,
Aye.
Brad Kaywood,
Aye.
Judy Grandy,
Aye.
Terry Ford,
Aye.
Don Reisner,
Aye.
and Bill Smith.
Aye.
All right. And then we will do a second reading for the wage scale, which will be set at 18 for the IT director. Could I get a motion on that?
I'll make a motion.
And a second?
I'll second.
Sure. And we'll do a roll call on that.
Glenna Brown,
Aye.
Brad Kaywood,
Aye.
Judy Grandy,
Aye.
Terry Ford,
Aye.
Don Reisner,
Aye.
Bill Smith.
Aye.
All right then. Thank you all. And we'll move on to item number 11, which should be a motion to approve a resolution for the municipal road aid. Aaron? Oh, I got it right here. So this is just a follow-up and something we have to do every year. This resolution adopts and approves the execution of the municipal road aid program between the city of Middlesbrough, or the incorporated city, and the Commonwealth of Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, Department of Rural and Municipal Aid for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2025, as provided in the KRS, and accepting all streets referred to therein as streets being adopted, which are part of this incorporated city. Can I get a motion for that municipal road aid resolution?
I'll make the motion.
And a second?
I second.
And we'll do a roll call on that one.
Glenna Brown,
Aye.
Brad Kaywood,
Aye.
Judy Grandy,
Aye.
Terry Ford,
Aye.
Don Reisner,
Aye.
Bill Smith.
Aye.
All right. Item number 12, which will be a motion for the codified ordinances. There was one hiccup on the motion for that, and that was to outline on everything that was being transitioned over. There was two of those that need to be addressed by our city attorney. So if we could, I'd like to ask to table that for this evening.
I'll make a motion. Do we have to have a motion to do that?
Yes, we do.
I'll make a motion to table the codification ordinance at this time.
Okay, thank you, Glenn. Can I get a second on that?
Second.
Okay, Don? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Mayor, do you have a timeline on the codification of the ordinances?
It's done, the resolution for accepting all those, and the cross references back to what was being updated was not correct yet. It's just a lengthy, item number 2 on there is going to be rather lengthy. Just making sure all those are correct. But hopefully next month, and then we'll start with actually revisions of the ordinances, because the codification just upgrades everything to what it actually says, and supposed to get rid of any conflicting thing. It doesn't change any ordinances yet. And then we've got our department reports. First up, we got Mr. Josh Campbell.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
My report's not too lengthy. Everything at the plant's running good. We're doing well with processing solids, so we are getting ahead of that before the winter time. Also, the permit that we had to redo, the permit renewal, we got our draft permit. And anybody that's interested but wants a copy of the draft permit, I can get that to you. With that being said, in that draft permit, there is some new language that's being said, and it's going statewide, really, to all the major facilities. And it's nutrient optimization survey, which in short means we're gonna have to end up spending some money. How much, I don't know, but basically it's removing nutrients out of the water such as phosphorus, total nitrogen. Right now we report it only if we don't have a set limit, but eventually down the road that's coming, there'll be limits, which means you can treat that stuff chemically and mechanically, but if you do it mechanically, you're looking at upgrades at the plant. It's not designed to do it currently. But I wanted to bring it up because you will be hearing about it again at some point. And also, the bar screen at the plant is finally getting worked on. So if that gives you any context of how long it takes to get something fixed. I don't know how long that's been since we approved to get it fixed. Several months.
6, I think.
Yeah, so, and those contractors don't put off work. They, as soon as something is ready, they're ready to work on it. So, should be back up and going this week. That's all I've got.
Does anybody have any questions for Ms. Campbell?
Just that optimization survey, when do you have to start it and when does that be completed?
All right, so when the new permit's issued, we have 4.5 years to do the survey, which luckily I seen the writing on the wall years ago, and I've already been doing all the testing that is required for this. So I technically already have all of the data that is required. There are some nuanced things that need to be done, but I mean, we could have the survey done in the first 6 months of the new permit. And I will do it pretty quickly. I'm not going to wait till 4.5 years to do it. But it's basically the survey is basically just stating, is there anything that we do now currently that removes nutrients? What would you do if this was the limit? You know, it's just a brief survey, and then they want to see what your nutrient levels are coming into the plant. So.
Does anybody have any more questions, Mr. Campbell? All right, thank you. All right, next up we got Chief Gill.
Good afternoon. I don't have much here. I just know that we had a test put out, 28 letters sent out for applicants to take it. 12 showed up, 8 passed, so they're in the next phase of the POP. So maybe by end of August, we might have 2 people hired by then. I think the next academy is in September, so maybe we'll get them in by then.
Chief, I did see that we have 2 additional officers from other departments.
Mm-hmm. Well, just one so far.
Just one so far, okay.
One that just got back from Honduras on a church group thing.
Mission.
The mission, yeah. He just got back this morning. So he's supposed to start Sunday, so.
Those 2 are already certified officers,
Yes,
correct?
yes.
Was anybody any other questions, Chief? Thank you. Next up is our Security Superintendent, Mr. Travis Heck.
Any questions? He said baby, so I'm gonna try baby. You see the report, something that ain't on the report, we did replace 200 foot of tile on 24th Street, replaced 40 foot on 29th Street, repaired 3 catch basins, and removed 5 trees from canal.
Say that again, I didn't catch all that.
200 feet.
We replaced 200 feet of culvert on 24th Street, 40 feet on 29th Street, repair 3 catch basins, and then remove 5 trees from the canal.
Got any other repairs you're gonna do?
Yeah, we got several tall culverts we got
Good.
in store, so.
Does anybody have anything from Mr. Head?
Travis, did you say you did something on the canal?
Remove trees.
Okay.
Can I ask a quick question? That curve at 24th that vehicles tend to be eaten up by, there was another one yesterday, right near Binghamtown. There's a real...
24th?
25th, pardon me, 25th. As you're getting before the market, another truck went into that ditch line yesterday. It looked like it was pretty deep.
Oh, yeah.
Is there any way that there can be put anything there to stop that? My wife was almost hit there about 3 or 4 months ago, someone coming into that other lane.
It's a state road, isn't
That is a state road, but
Oh, okay.
that's not.
I did not know that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Taking it up with the wrong folks. Sorry.
We can contact the state though and see if there's anything to be done about that.
Okay, thank you.
It's like change the speed limit or something right there. Be about the only thing I know to do.
You wouldn't suggest putting up any guardrails? I mean, I know it seems excessive, but
I don't know about guardrails. I don't think they would do that.
too shallow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does anybody have anything else for Mr. Head? All right, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank Pete beat you though. Last up, we got Mr. Tim Kelly.
Minutes for the last code enforcement board meeting on June the 3rd should be in your package. Next code enforcement board meeting will be at 1 o'clock on Tuesday, August the 5th, right here in council chambers. And you always remember the phone number for code enforcement is 606-248-5670, extension 109, 110, or 111. So feel free to call if whenever you need. And if anybody's got any questions, I'll pass them along to somebody else.
Anybody have anything for Mr. Kelly? All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good deal. All right, next up, item number 14 should be public comments. Anybody from the public have anything? Yes, sir.
Now, this is on your codification of ordinance project.
Yes, sir.
At this time, do you know or have an estimate on the total cost of that?
Total cost for our ordinance codification, Romeo could probably remember and tell you, but I believe it was it 20,000? And then there was an additional option for, I think, $1,000 before, but that was through American Legal Publishing.
Sure.
I don't know, but I believe it was around 20 to 21,000.
Okay, that's close enough. Just
Okay.
Okay. And I had some detailed questions on the procedures they might have used. I would expect council to know that. Who would be a contact person to
For
ask?
the American Publishing?
Well, probably some city attorney also is involved in this in some capacity.
Okay, I'm sorry. Are you asking for a contact for the, for who we, I guess, use to coordinate all this, or are you asking for a contact for American Publishing?
Well, probably the coordinator to start with, and then maybe down.
It's the coordination for the project started with a phone call from myself to American Publishing. They were the ones that previously did our ordinance book, and they did the last one back in the 80s.
Right.
So I just called the company to see if they were still there, and then from there it started. They asked us some conversations with myself and Ms. Jane Cameron, our executive secretary, as well as our city attorney.
Right, okay. Well, I mean, I'm thinking about, in terms of the research they might have done, how they might have encountered some problems.
That American Legal did all that, it was turnkey with us. We just contacted them and they did all the research.
Sure. Okay, do you have a name or number with them?
We can get that for you. I don't have it right off the top of my head. It's in my email. But I'd say Ms. Cameron can get you that before you leave this evening.
Okay, all right, that's all I had. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. All right. Any other comment, Ms. Romeo?
I've got something I'd like to bring in front of the board, if y'all have time to hear it.
Okay. Yes, Romeo was going to come up. You okay to go after Ms. Romeo?
Yeah.
You can go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm gonna be a minute.
That's okay, go ahead.
Romeo Johnson. First, as a citizen, I would like to offer my thanks to the mayor, the council, the city employees, volunteers, etc., that helped to make the 4th of July cookout, pool party, and fireworks a success. Your giving back to the community brought an opportunity for people to get to know one another and to share joy for at least one day. Mayor, can you explain to me the necessity for having a special call meeting on June the 24th, 1 week after the regular council meeting on June the 17th?
Yes, we had to have a second reading for our budget.
Second reading for the budget?
Yes, we had the first reading in the regular call meeting. I mean, it's common practice during the month of June to always have a secondary special call to have the second reading of the budget. Was the main priority for having that.
Okay. All right, I'm still trying to bring up the fact that when you all go back to voters, if you will, to ask for them to vote for you a second time, you might tell them that the council meeting's on the third Tuesday of each month at 6 o'clock, but that you might have a special call meeting on a different day of the week at a different time during the middle of the day, and that their only prior notice will be a 24-hour notice on the website. So just think about that. When you go to ask people to vote for you again, do you think that this is fair and right? Next, on items number 7 and 8 regarding the City of Middlesbrough strategic plan, I know that the gentleman that were here said that you, the mayor and the council, had a chance to go through that. I was at that first meeting and we were told that there would be a public meeting. Now, did I miss the public meeting?
No, I don't think there has not been a secondary public meeting. He took from that public meeting and coordinated everything from that meeting. I believe we had 88 people come to that first public meeting.
Yeah.
And he took that and made it into one document.
Okay,
and
well,
he made a presentation as far as...
the question was asked at that meeting, that initial meeting where the gentleman was there, whether there would be a public meeting. And so evidently there was not one.
Okay, I suppose there was not on for that specific thing for I guess a tally of after all the information he gathered. He just took the information from the document.
Okay, on items number 9 and 10 regarding the IT director, the wage scale is set as grade 18. So what is that rate of pay in dollars and cents?
Right off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you what that exact was on the minimum maximum, or that. I can get you a copy of that, though.
Okay, so you don't have that figure?
It's right. Ms. Cameron can make you a copy of it and have it.
Okay, all right. And I'm not sure if you did you adopt the codified ordinance?
No, we will be doing that next month.
Okay, I have a question then, for that. In the notes that the American Legal Publishing sent to you and they were asking you questions. According to those notes, in chapter 135, section 135.7, wearing hoods or masks. This section prohibits the wearing of hoods or masks except in certain situations. So the ALP asked you the question, should an exception be made? So was there an exception to that?
I do not believe there was, but that's a part of, because the codification does not change ordinances. So it was, I guess that would still be in place as of now. What we have to do.
So there were no exceptions?
No, there was not.
Okay.
Anytime there's an ordinance change, that has to be a first and second reading, which is a whole different. You can't take a codification to change the ordinances. You have to do a first and second reading for every one of them.
Okay, I know they were asking you if they needed to add anything.
Yes, at that time, it went to our city attorney, and I think the notice.
Okay, and I think as you were answering the gentleman's question about the codification contract price, it was $20,000 plus $10 a page for graphics.
Okay.
Okay. All right, and my last question is, while I'm on the floor, we know that there will be a motion to go into executive session, and so will it be announced the specific reason for entering into executive session?
Yeah, there will be.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
I told you that would be long.
Come on.
My name's Tom Overton, Thomas, and I own some houses up on 45th Street, a part that I purchased from Mr. Loveday about 3 or 4 years ago. We have the horriblest sewer problem up there anywhere in this town, I'm sure. And what I wanted to do was bring it to the board, or to you all, just make you all aware of what's actually going on up there. Somehow or other, the line coming across the river, creek, whatever, has holes in it. And when it, there's a drought, it ain't no real big problem. The city's pumping it up there now with the truck, I'm sure. But if it rains, the truck does no good, because if he takes 2,000 gallons out, there's 4,000 gallons coming in. And my house is just all the way down on the end. And when it comes in, it starts up at the beginning, and everybody's toilet paper, sewage, and everything comes down to my place. And the pressure is so great, it pops the caps off the cleanouts, what we have for cleanouts for the houses. And Candy LaFevers is one of my renters. She's been in that area for 18 years. She could probably explain the problems over a whole lot more than I could, but what I'd like to know is if we can get something done.
Yeah, and I don't want to misspeak, so Travis, correct me if I say anything wrong there. But I know that pump station right there it's called a submarine pump station. It was put in the 1960s. With our budget that we just passed last month, we are redoing that whole sewer thing. It's going to be about anywhere from $150,000 to $180,000 fix out there. We are working on it. JMT is working on all the paperwork to get that upgraded. But that is the first and foremost pump station we are going to be addressing.
What about
tried 2 temporary fixes with what kind of valve was it? The pump station out there, what kind of valve did we try? Was it a pressure release?
It didn't work.
So we've tried to mediate it through that, which is why we're getting to the situation we are, but we're going to be fixing that one.
Well, do you have a time frame or anything when it just might be?
We're hoping, as soon as they get it engineered, it has to go through the state. As soon as JMT gets finished with that and it goes through state approval, we as a city are fully prepared to go ahead and get on it as quick as we can. Because it is by far the worst. It's one of the worst places in town. And I completely agree, and I'm sorry you're going through all that.
I feel for the renters.
Yeah.
Yeah, my yard is like, I can show you, I just took a video, and it is like run through my whole backyard. You can watch it flowing, and the smell is ungodly.
It is, I know.
I've called even for them to come put lime out, and there's nothing put out. It's like, you can watch it run.
Yeah,
My whole backyard is saturated with it.
yeah, and we're hoping once we get that fixed, that.
I know, but is there something that can be put down? I mean, you can't even sit outside, that's how bad it is. To where you open the doors and that smell's coming in the house.
I'm sure, but, yeah, we'll.
Hern is minor compared to the other one on the other end down there. It blows the top plumb off and hit, and it's running, so it's right down into the, because I'm on the very last end there.
Yeah, and you've got a few other residences, I know that.
Yeah, Christie next door. Yeah, it's terrible.
It is.
But like the lid is on right now, the lid's on that spout out, but it's coming up out of there anyway and going.
Yeah, and
So it's like gushing nonstop.
And we're trying to do as much as we
Okay.
can. As you heard with Josh when he was up here giving his presentation.
Yeah.
We had a bar screen go out, that's one of the main components.
Yeah.
So it's not a.
Well, I know it's not an easy fix, but I
It
mean,
was a 6-month
just
project.
anything to do something maybe with some of the smell, or, because I mean, it's terrible.
Okay, and I really am, I'm sorry that infrastructure is as old as it is, but and we are working as much as we can to get that addressed. So I don't want to give you a timeline and give you a false narrative of when
Well,
it's fixed, but
I had come up with a solution that I was thinking about trying to do up there, and I wanted to talk to y'all about it before I did it, is putting in some septic tanks. And, you know, maybe, there's already one there, or two already there that got fuel lines. But going ahead and putting some in and separating the bath water and stuff to where it's just nothing but sewage going into the tanks. And then that way, they get full and back up with the truck.
we would probably just need to meet with probably Mr. Kelly and Travis to kind of review that, because the only thing you'll have to watch there would be if it was in a floodplain. If it's in the floodplain, you can't put a septic tank, which being as close to the creek there as you might be, you could be in a floodplain. I don't want to promise you something, and I know the council, you know, when we had our budget reading last month, I know they were fully in favor of getting that one fixed. Yeah. So we'll do all we can, but if you want, we can come up here tomorrow, review that with Mr. Kelly and Travis, and see if that's an option.
I appreciate anything y'all can do for us up there. These tenants is really having it bad. I mean, it's coming up in their bathrooms, their bathtubs. It's just miserable.
What was the address there down?
I'm at 201 45th Street, so then it's that, and then the 104 Augusta Lane, you know, because it's the loop there. I'm on the first one, and then all the other 3 houses down, there's nowhere for that water to go, but in the houses or in the yard.
It's awful.
Yeah, it's bad.
I really am, guys, I'm sorry for that, but we are working as much as we can to try to get that issue fixed. Once again, I really am sorry. But if you want to come up tomorrow, we'll gladly sit down and go over it and see what we can do.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. All right, do we have any other public comments?
Tommy, here's your phone number.
All
All
right.
right, I'm done too.
See you guys. All right. Well, hearing none, moving on to council comments. And I'll start at the end, move this way. Go ahead.
I don't have anything, thank you, Mayor.
Okay. Judy Grant,
No, thank you.
Mr. K. Wood,
Nothing at this time.
Don,
Good.
Mr. Polk. No, sir. Mr. Smith.
No, sir.
I don't have any. There was a typo on the agenda. Could I get a motion to accept the written report?
I'll make a motion.
Brett, and a second.
I'll second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right. For mayor comments, I do not have any. Our next work session will be August 12th, and our next regular council meeting will be on August 19th. We also do need to go into executive session, discuss some legality things. So could I get a motion to go into executive session with Mr. Samuel Davies?
I'll make a motion.
And a second?
Second.
All right, and we will go into executive session. When we come out, we'll then take a vote to come out of executive section adjourning, so you all
Mayor, what was the
welcome to sit
purpose?
around. I'm sorry?
What was the purpose?
Not litigation. Litigation.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you all.
Thanks for joining us on 106.3 FM.